Hi guys, this is Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your daily horoscope and energy reading for July 25th. So let's talk about today because today's a big day. First of all, Venus retrogrades into Virgo. I actually made a whole entire video about this because when Venus energy goes into Virgo, it's actually debilitated. Hey! No. I'm sorry, my cat does this yoga position that I honestly don't think that you guys need to see on camera because I believe it's a personal yoga experience for my cat. But that cat is flexible when he cleans himself. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to let it go. But you can use your imagination with the rest. And I'm like, seriously, you're doing that in my camera, like, right now? Like, so funny. But, okay. Done talking about my stupid cats. Oh, my animals. What? There's an entire place for them to hang out. And yet, they are so funny. They always want to hang out around me and do stupid stuff on camera that I have to edit out because I don't want you seeing bad things. Anyhow. So today when Venus moves into Virgo, it is in a debilitated state. And what this means is it's not in its highest form of vibration, Venus isn't. And so we're going to expect delays. We're going to expect love to be critically analyzed. Not ideal for Venus energy, which is all heart, just wants to fall in love, doesn't want to think about the consequences, and is really a pleasure-based energy, a benefic energy. But in this position, it makes it go, okay, I know you love that person, but is that person really, really good for you? You're going to start to critically analyze some of the people closest to you, and you're going to really look at your past. And you're going to look at the people from your past, and you're going to look at how they, were they good to you? Were they bad to you? Do you want them back in your life? Do you, is it just good to let it go? Is there some loose ends that you need to tie up from your past, especially when it comes to matters of the heart and partnering with others? This is all about, it could be legal partnerships. Perhaps there's some things that you need to figure out that were legal based. If you guys were on a lease together, you split up, and then there's getting out of the lease, and there's, fair for all. You're going to be looking at all of these things. You're going to be looking at unions of all sorts. So this could be business related if you're looking at some partnerships, and you're going to start to critically analyze, are these the partnerships you want to move forward with? Are they the, the partnerships that you want to inevitably pursue to get you ahead, Come here. You can come on here. Oh, baby. So you just may be looking at a lot of, and I believe that this is a very karmic, definitely a karmic time. When a transit first moves into its energy, I truly believe that you need to pay attention to that day. And then I think, or what you think about that day, or what is revealed to you on that day, or that first little bit of the transit, because, this is a very short transit. It's only going to be in this transit till about July 31st. And then, it moves back into Leo, which is, much more, pleasurable energy. But for now, we need to take a look at things, responsibilities that we've done, in every single one of the monthlies. If you want to know how this particular retrograde affects you, you can go look at your monthly. And then I tell you the house it's in so that you know what today is going to be about. So like say if you have it in the 6th house, you know that it's going to be about routine and work routines. And how is your routines? How's your health routines working? Are your partnerships supporting those routines? That sort of thing. So you're going to be looking at those things and thinking, is this beneficial for me? Does this person support, me being mentally and physically, healthy if it's a 6th house? So that's, and I go into that so that you have an idea of how today or this week is going to affect you. The moon and Saturn both in Scorpio. This energy pops to me, pops off this page, in fact. And so let's dissect it and see what comes out of me when I start dissecting it, because honestly, I do no prep on this except for write down all the positions. So one of the energies that I see that jump off the page is when energies are so close in degrees, they work together. Understand that. And so let's say energies are under, 9 degrees. If you have two planets that are right next to each other, or predominant energies that are right next to each other, and one of those energies is set off, the other one is set off as well. And so it's kind of like, like, for instance, when Sun and the Cancer and Mercury were all conjunct, if one set off one energy, all three of them were set off at the same time. And that's why you had such a crazy experience last week. So this week, the moon is going to be in Scorpio and Saturn is going to be in Scorpio, and they're working side by side. So wow, guys, you guys are going to be feeling very intense about karmic issues. This is where karmic starts to come back into play. And the reason why I think it's coming back into play, and so very, very powerfully, is because we also have Venus in retrograde in Virgo and debilitation. So I think it's funny. You would think that I would think, oh, this poor little debilitated energy, but I don't think that way, because here's what's going to happen when Venus in your heart, in your partnerships, in love, in marriage, in unions, teams up with this moon and Saturn in Scorpio energy. What sets them off? I think you're going to get a lot of epiphanies in how to proceed forward. Now, Venus in Virgo and Jupiter in Leo are going to oppose your moon and Saturn today. Intense day, guys. So let's break down these energies in just this one area. We gotta, I want you to feel what I'm feeling, and hopefully I can communicate this well. The moon is your emotions. Saturn is planet of karma. Is squaring off with Venus, the planet of love, debilitated in Virgo, critically analytical Virgo. So it's critically analyzing your relationships, your unions, your partnerships, your passion for doing things that involve people, others. And you've got benefic Jupiter in Leo, all about your heart and your soul. So today, you are looking at how your emotions tie into some of your karmic debt, your karmic past, your karmic issues that you have been going through lately. With this ending of this transit, Saturn isn't going to come through for another 30 years in Scorpio. So it's very powerful that what is relayed to you, you fully understand emotionally. It needs to impact you. And the way that it does that is through Scorpio energy. Scorpio energy is the deepest parts of you. You can appear to others that you have it completely together, and you can even convince them. You can talk the talk, but here's the deal. Deep down, you can't get away from what's in here, sweets. You can't. It's in there. And it's being summoned. And emotionally, if you're vulnerable right now, what's in here is going to come out of here. Because it's squaring off with Jupiter. So it's going to expand your emotional vulnerability. It's going to expand your emotional fear. It's going to expand the intensity that you have in you, and it's going to make you feel a little crazy. And then, and it has something to do with partnering, unions, contracts. It has something to do with you're going through a lot, and or you're thinking about a lot. And sweets, now you better love me for telling you this, even though I know you're going to be like, Annette, shut your hole. You never tell me anything good. It's real. I'm sorry. Saturn and Scorpio in retrograde is going to be quincunxing Uranus and Aries. Are you new? Like, what the? Like, for real, this is what we got to go through this day? It's not ideal. It's not. And I got a sweet thing to pull out of my hat for you, and we'll talk about it. But quincunxes, to me, I don't like them because they're just energies that they could work together, but they don't. And so Uranus and Aries, ego-based Aries, is not going to like to be accountable to the past right now, but the past is going to be shoved up your pie hole today. I totally assure you. I'm sorry. You want to talk about something good for a minute, and then we can go back to the intense energy? I say, yeah, let's do that. Let's just switch gears and be all Gemini for a minute, because we don't like hearing anything real and really intense. So Neptune and Pisces is going to be sextiling Pluto in Capricorn. So whatever happens today, sweeties, whatever, it will ideally match that pretty picture you have in your head. Sometimes it may not match that particular union or that particular person, but I assure you, you're on your way to getting it. Okay, if you just really picture what you want, and I'm not talking about what you logically want or what will be that will have the most payoff. We're talking about long-term stability and security. You're talking about the nuts and bolts of what creates stability. If you can picture that in your mind and you can idealize it, these energies that come up that stuck you in your past and stuck you into accountability will be difficult, but I assure you there is tremendous power to be found in this day if you face them. You will have unexpected vulnerability. You will have a fight to fight today. You will have something that you need to overcome. It has to do with what you idealize. It has to do with your partnerships. But it has to do mostly with your ego. I think, look, let's say, because the sun's in Cancer, the sun's in Leo. Let's say that there is a creative endeavor that you want to embark upon. And you just want to start it. You don't want to think about the nuts and bolts of it. When I started my channel, I just made a video. No prep work, no nothing. I just thought I don't know, talk on the camera. And I was pretty proud of myself that I got the nerve. For me, it was about overcoming the fear of people seeing me. That was very fear-based for me. It put me off for a year. I started my channel in 2011, and I never actually, I think, even put a video on it until February of 2015, I want to say. I think that's when I put my very first video. My son had been saying, put a video on it, and I just couldn't do it. I don't know. I couldn't overcome the fear. This is what this is going to be like. There is a fear in what you want. And it's going to create some emotional instability. It's going to make you feel very intense. It's going to make you feel like you need to protect yourself and your ego and your authentic self. And when you do that, you could fall into some very poor coping methods if you do it. But there's it's so crazy. This whole week, here's the energies I feel. There are weeks when I feel like the energy is going to be predominantly intense for a lot of people, for the majority of people, and so my energy readings go around the majority of how I feel. But this is like an equal based energy. I feel that there are some people that are on the right track, and that Saturn is going to make you want to talk about things and passionately pursue things. It is going to be intense for you. It is going to be about what you authentically want. It is going to be about passionately pursuing it, working through how you're going to do that, having the confidence to do that with this Leo sun. I think that'll be easy for you to overcome. This is an intense day, I think, for quite a few of you, many of you, actually. I think the intensity of Saturn and the moon is going to make you guys feel like you're at that limit of what you can deal with Saturn. Scorpio energy is hard. It's dark. It's jealousy. It's oppressive energy. It's intense energy. It's deeply emotional, but it's not like Cancer energy where it's all on the surface and you can't hide it. It's like the deep stuff that brews deep within inside you. It's like I always talk about Scorpio energy when I describe it as like energy that when you look at water, you don't know if it's really shallow or you don't know if it's super deep. And so you don't want to dive in because, you could just snap your neck and paralyze yourself because, you didn't know that there was a rock there or because it's so dark. And that's the way that I like to describe Scorpio energy. So just know that there could be a sweet little bank walking into that water that's nice and refreshing, and you could feel revitalized from this and powerful from this energy, or you could feel like, you know what, I didn't know that there was rocks there, that shelf was so deep and very, very apprehensive, and you just kind of stay close to the shore, but you feel very intense about your limiting fear. It has that potential. I think if you guys stick to idealizing what you want, and I'm not talking about what you think you deserve, I'm talking about what you ideally want, in what you really want. Be true to yourself. I think that's when this power can turn this around. Venus can work its magic. It can bring back people from your past. If you desire somebody from your past but you don't think you can have them, I say desire them. I say idealize them. I say think about them. I say pull up memories. I say feel yourself with them. There's a lot of powerful energy that says that it will be very, very beneficial for you to do. I'm not saying that you won't have some unexpected things if you do dredge them up from your past, because they're karmic, so you're going to be dealing with stuff. You have some amends to make, or you have something that you need to do. But for the most part, there's a lot of powerful energy. I keep being drawn to the Moon in Scorpio and Saturn-Scorpio trining Mars. So there's a lot of very, very easygoing energy, and if you really just go after what you passionately desire, there's some powerful energy to get what you want. I hope you guys have a fabulous, very crazy day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.